Well, over the summer months, many children will spend some time at summer camps. Some kids may be super excited about this, but for a lot of children, this may be their first time away from their parents, and that can potentially cause some anxiety. So today we're going to chat about some of these challenges with Deepa Sivakumar. She is an instructor in Lethbridge College's Early Childhood Education Program, and she has more than a decade of experience in childcare and leading summer and after-school programs. So welcome to Bridge City News, Deepa. Great to have you on today.
Thanks for having me today.
Absolutely. I hope I said your name properly there too at the
Yes,
front.
yeah, it's perfect. It's correct.
Okay, well, welcome. And Deepa, from your experience, how do younger children typically respond to their first time at summer camp? Is it generally speaking a bit of a mild anxiety, or is it a bit more than that?
I would say it depends upon each child.
Hmm.
So, like some children, they are more extroverts. They just really excited about trying new things and going to the camp, meeting new friends. And as soon as they see their fun activity in front of them, they just jump in. But for some children, like it might be fearful and scary. So, I think it's normal for the children to have a mixture of nervousness and anxiety to try new things. So they might show some symptoms like being withdrawn or shy to participate in an activity and talking to new people. Some children might cry as well, but I think with the support from the educators and parents, children will be able to cope up with these challenges.
Yeah, and what age group are we talking here? We're talking quite young children.
Like I would say, like 3 years and up.
Hmm.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. And as I said, like it doesn't depend upon the chronological age, it depends upon the developmentally appropriate age as well, because each child develops at a different stage. So, depending upon their developmental level, their attitude, their personality types, the anxiety level increases or decreases. And as I said earlier, like some children are just very open and very casual, and they'll just fit right in the new environment. But for some children, it might be hard.
Yeah, that's not every kid. That's right. And as parents, we also have a part to play here as well, too, right? So should we but maybe be going over specifics about the camp with them ahead of time, like sort of describing what kinds of activities will be taking place? Is that helpful?
Yes, of course. Like parents play a very big role in helping the children to know more information about the camp prior to the start date. Because you know what, like uncertainty, it leads to anxiety for many people, and so does for the children as well. So, giving the children some information about the camp details, whether it be the start date, the activities that they do, giving those information to the children will help them to relax their mind and feel more comfortable and confident when they start the camp.
Yeah, good idea. And I would imagine also it might be a good idea to show your child maybe some pictures or videos of the camp that they'll be attending. Would that be helpful?
Oh, yes, of course. Like showing them some photos of the camp experiences, like prior camp experiences, would be helpful because that will give them an idea okay, what is going to happen? What are we going to do? Or even taking the children to that campsite like few days in advance if the parents have time, obviously. So it will also give them some confidence to get accustomed to that new environment, the new place. And parents can also talk with the children about the expectations that they are expected to follow through when they are at the campsite. And yeah, all of these information will just preparing the children like to be comfortable and excited about the activities that they are going to do will really help them to ease their anxiety and the tension that they might have.
Yeah, I'm sure that's helpful for the parents too, just to kind of ease our minds to know what sort of environment our kids are going into, definitely. And I'm guessing that kids might have a lot of questions about camp. So we probably should maybe specifically set aside a window of time to allow them to ask whatever they need, right?
Yes, definitely the children will have tons of questions in their mind. So as parents, it's important for them to open up that opportunity and provide those opportunity for the children to ask more many questions that they might have. So I would also recommend parents not to encourage children to ask questions at the last minute, but few days or even months in advance, so that it'll give the opportunity for the parents to gather the information or find the answers for the children to provide those information to the children, whatever questions they might have. It'll ease their mind and it'll definitely be helpful.
Hmm. And you suggest that parents also should encourage the child to share information about how they're feeling with sort of open ended questions, kind of like statements like, "What do you think?" or "How do you feel about this new experience?" So, how does something like that help?
Asking open-ended questions is really really important, because like open-ended questions like helps the parents or anybody to find out what the child is thinking about, what are the child's fear about the camp experiences, what does the child think about doing going to the camp, or what is the child excited about, because even if they are parents, like it'll be hard to mind read the children's mind, right? Like so putting those questions open-endedly helps the parents to gather more information from the children, and then it'll help the parents to support them positively. So I would suggest parents to refrain from asking leading questions or closed-ended questions, like questions that generates yes or no answers. So those type of questions definitely is not going to help the parents to know what the child is feared about, or what the concerns that the child might have. So open-ended questions definitely will be helpful.
Okay, so don't say like, "Are you excited?" or "Are you scared?" More like, "How are you feeling?"
Yes, yeah. How are you
Yeah,
feeling about this
yeah.
experience? Like, what do you think about this horse riding experience? What do you think you're going to do when you go for a like a canoe experience? Something like that. Like keeping it open ended
Yeah.
would be helpful.
No, that's awesome advice. And Deepa, you also say that parents should role model confidence and empathy through our body language and our tone of voice, and that this will send our child a message that we care about how they're feeling and are there to support them through this journey. So, how can we do this? What does this look like?
Yes, like for parents, like when they send the children to the camp first time, they'll have anxious too, right? Like they'll be more anxious because like if it is a first time experience, they'll be more anxious just like children. So it's important not to show their own anxiety and fearness with your children, because children, you know what, like they can easily sense the fear of their parents, and it might worry them as well. So for parents, like it's important to instill the confidence in the children, like show a positive attitude about the camp experiences, reassure them like they have gone through challenges earlier, and this time they will be capable of like going through all those challenges. So reassuring them and giving them confidence will really help the children to be more resilient, and it will also help them to deal with the challenges that they are going to face when they are at the campsite.
Okay, is there anything else that we can do as parents to build up confidence in our kids to be brave and thrive while they're away at camp?
Yeah, like validating the children's feelings is important, like without judging or criticizing their feelings, right? Like the parents can say, like, I know you're worried about trying this new activity, but you can say, like, I'm confident that you will be able to manage these activities and then have a wonderful experience trying out these experiences. So that is more important. And also like for parents, it's important for them to believe in the child, and because like not comparing the child to their own personal experiences. They might have had a great experience when they went to a camp when they were in their childhood, but it might not be the same experiences for their own children. So being honest with the child, like reassuring them that there will be ups and downs at the camp, and letting them know that there will be supports and they can reach out for help, and also providing them tools and resources to manage their emotions when they are tensed and stressed would also be helpful.
Okay, well, this is all good advice, but what if parents have tried all of these things that we've been talking about, but the child is still showing a lot of anxiety? Is this something to be alarmed about?
You know what, like if these strategies are not working for the children, and if the child is still very anxious, I would recommend seeking the help of a professional. A psychologist might offer additional strategies that can address the children's specific fears or concerns.
Okay, because there might be some deeper issues there.
Mhm.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Deepa, you suggest that it may be helpful to help your child relax by taking some deep breaths to focus on positive things rather than on fear and to maybe play some calming music. That's helpful?
Yes, definitely. Relaxation techniques. It helps the children to deal with stressful situations, and it also helps them to manage their emotions. And then after those relaxation techniques, it helps the children to focus on things that they have been offered, right? Like, as I said, simple techniques, like it not be too elaborate or too complicated. Simple techniques like deep breathing techniques will really help the children to calm down their body, mind, and then focus on the next activity. And even these things would be helpful. Like the parents can send the children with their favorite toys or pictures of their family members to the campsite, so that when they're feeling low or when they're feeling stressed, maybe for some children, like looking at their family picture might be helpful. It helps them to know that there is somebody who loves them the most. So it helps them to calm their mind and focus on the things that they been offered.
That's a really good idea. Or like you said, bringing a toy, a little bit of home
Yes.
to go along with
Yes,
them.
yeah. A small toy would be helpful,
Yeah,
not a big one, a bag full of toys, but small, simple things that
sure.
they're fond of.
Now, would it be helpful if your child is able to attend a camp with some kids that they already know from school, or maybe a sibling or a cousin of theirs?
Yes, yeah. I think it would be really fun and exciting for the children to join the camp where they know somebody, might be their friend or a cousin or a family member. Definitely, like it is advantageous because they will look forward to the new experiences, to spend more time with their loved ones, and also to together they can explore many different things. But one thing I just wanted to remind parents when they enroll their children, especially when they have two or more children, is that to remember that each child is different. As I said earlier, every child is different, even if they are siblings. And the children should be placed in camps based on their interest, not because if one child is interested in water sports, it doesn't mean that the other child, even though the child is a sibling, would be interested in the same kind of water sports. So then, like enrolling both the siblings in the same kind of activity would not be a wonderful experience for both the children. So just to keep that in mind when they enroll their child in the camp would be beneficial.
hmm Now, Deepa, you believe that creating routine is very important for children. So, do you mean getting your child used to the routine at camp by doing something similar at home in advance, or just more in general?
I wouldn't say like doing a similar kind of activity at home would be beneficial because then they will lose interest. Like if they're doing the same activity at home, then it won't be fun when they're doing at the campsite. I would say using the same routine is about the day-to-day routine life because the school is going to get over and children are going entering into the summer month. They wanted to sleep in, all of those things. But all of a sudden, when you ask the children to wake up 8 o'clock and to go to the camp, it might be hard for the children to adjust immediately. So establishing that routine, the camp timings, maybe the adjusting the sleep time or having an activity time or play time based on the schedule provided by the campsite would be beneficial. So it also help the child to get easily adjusted when they start the camp experience.
Oh, that's a good idea. Now, what about like, would it be a good idea to role play with your child how to respond at camp if something maybe goes wrong?
Yes, role playing, it definitely helps. Like you can role play with your child for different things, like for problem solving skills, how to talk to a new person, or how to manage your emotions when you're down or when you're feeling stressed. So role playing all of these scenarios with the child will help the child to get prepared when the child actually faces those kind of situations when the child starts in the camp.
Okay, great. Any final advice for parents on how to prepare their kids for summer camp? I know we talked a lot about there. We just have a short time left. So if you want to give us any final advice.
The final advice is just involving the children in the process of this experience, right? Starting from enrolling them at the camp experiences based on their interest, and then preparing them, like just purchasing their clothes or the equipments ready for the camp would be helpful, or all of these things, like being mindful of that and talking with the children about the camp experiences and the activities that they'll be doing would also be helpful.
Okay, great. It looks like we're out of time here, but thanks so much for being with us today, Deepa, for this very interesting conversation, a good education for parents too.
Okay, thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Deepa Sivakumar is an instructor in Lethbridge College's Early Childhood Education Program. I'm Jeanette Roche on behalf of all of us here at Bridge City News. Thanks so much for watching.